Hey everybody, it's Lon Seidman, and we're taking a look today at the Wyze lock. This is an affordable smart lock that works with your existing deadbolt, so you can still use your existing keys, but you can make your dumb lock smarter. And we're going to take a closer look at this in just a second, but I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, that this came in free of charge from Wyze. However, all the opinions you're about to hear are my own. Nobody is paying for this review, nor is anyone reviewing or approving what you're about to see before it was uploaded. So let's get into it now and see what this smart lock is all about. Now, the price point on this is very reasonable, about $100 plus shipping. So generally, it's about $107 all in. That is much less expensive than many other similar door locks that will install over an existing deadbolt. The installation was super simple on this. All I had to do was pull out the interior portion of the deadbolt lock and replace it with the Wyze lock. Altogether, it took me about 15 minutes or so to get it installed. It was not hard at all, and I am not a handy person. You just take out a screwdriver, and that's all you need to get everything going. Again, very, very simple. There are two components to the system. You've got the lock itself, and then you have a little gateway module that you have to plug in near the lock. It's got to be within Bluetooth range of the lock. So the lock itself has a Bluetooth radio, and the gateway module has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and that module is what connects to your network so you can access the lock when you're not at home. If you should find yourself without Wi-Fi and you're stuck outside, the app from Wyze will connect to the lock over Bluetooth while you're outside the door, and you'll still be able to unlock it even if your internet goes down. They also have another option that you can use to unlock everything, which is this keypad, and I'll show you how this works in a minute. This does not come with it, though. This is an add-on. Not all that expensive. It's waterproof. You put it outside within Bluetooth range of the lock, and you can type in codes to get in. And then, of course, because you're using your existing deadbolt lock, you can actually use the keys you use now to unlock the lock as well. Now, if you have other Wyze devices, this will be a very familiar experience for you because it uses the same app as your cameras and your plugs and your light bulbs and everything else you have from Wyze, so that's nice to see. We'll pop into the door lock here, and I'll pull up the lock so you can see what's going on. And what I'm going to do is just click on that big lock up there on the top of the screen. And when I do that, as you can see, the door upstairs will unlock itself. Pretty simple. What I like about this is that it keeps a log here of every event that happens on the door lock. And in addition to logging when it gets locked or unlocked, it also can detect the status of the door itself. So it knows when the door is left open, and it will also log when the door is closed again. And I went a step further on my lock and programmed it to lock itself every time the door closes. And I'll step through some of those options here in a minute. So it's nice to see a nice integration here with the rest of the Wyze system. And if I click on lock here, you can see the door will lock itself and update the app accordingly. Now, the app runs on iOS or Android, so you shouldn't have a problem finding a compatible device to control everything with. And let's take a look at the settings now. There's a gear icon in the upper right-hand corner. You can rename your lock anytime you want. That can be helpful. You can also share it with others. And what's nice about this is that if you are using the keypad, you can have codes set up for specific people. So, for example, if I had somebody who maybe comes to my house to walk the dog or something, I can have the door be unlockable at certain times. Let me show you that real quick. We're going to go to create a guest code here, and I'm going to call this dog walker. Now, of course, I don't need a dog walker right now because I never leave the house, but you get the idea here. So what I'm going to do is set it up as recurring, and I can say the dog walker can unlock the door every Tuesday and Thursday at a specific time. So we'll give them a window between maybe 7 a.m. and noon. Where they can go in and unlock the door. But they won't be able to unlock the door at any other point. And I think that's what's really nice about this. And this is a feature we've seen on other devices as well, is that you can control entry to your house without having to hand out keys to people. And then when you're done with the dog walker, you delete their code and they can't unlock the door ever again. And I think that is a super convenient way for letting people in on a temporary basis or on a recurring basis. You can issue a one-time code so that if they unlock the door with that code, it'll never work again. You can do a temporary thing where they can access it between a specific date range. So maybe if you have somebody watching your house while you're away, you can do that. Always will let them unlock the door all the time until you delete the code. And it's just really nice to have that option, but that does require the keypad here. Now you can also share with another Wyze user, and they need to have the Wyze app to do that. And you set that up through the share lock feature. The problem with this mode, though, is that they have access all the time. You can't limit them based on some of the settings we just saw for the keypad. So if you are looking for specific uses where people can only access during certain parts of the day, you're going to want to pick up the keypad versus sharing the app access, because the app access will allow full access all the time. So let's take a look at our notification options now. You can have a notification pushed out whenever the door is locked, unlocked, opened, or closed. And the choice is yours as to whether or not you want notifications and what kind of notifications you wish to receive. What's nice about these events is that they can also trigger other things to happen. And I'll show you some examples of how you can set trigger points on this in a minute. You have an auto lock option, which I have right now set to at once. And this means that once the door is opened, whenever it is closed again, the door will automatically lock itself, because again, it can detect whether or not the door is opened. Now what you can do, if you don't like it locking immediately, is set a timer. So for example, if I set it to 10 minutes, what would happen would be that if the door is opened and then closed, after 10 minutes, if the door is still open, the lock will automatically lock itself. And that's a nice way to give yourself some peace of mind if you are always wondering whether or not you lock the door. Auto unlock is something that I'm a little uneasy with, but what you can set up here is that once your phone gets to your house with its GPS, the door will unlock itself automatically. That might be useful if you just don't want to bother unlocking your doors when you come home. But my suggestion would be to leave that off, because if somebody grabs your phone and the phone gets close to your house, the doors unlock, and that's not something you probably want. But if you do want that, you've got it. Again, though, I would recommend leaving that off, which is the default position. Keypad settings lets you see the health of your keypad. As you can see, my battery level is a little low on it right now. You can shut off the keypad completely, so if you were to go away and you just didn't want to have anyone getting to the house at all, you can disable the keypad. If you go into access codes here, you can create those guest codes that we looked at before, so there's two different places to get at that. You can also in here set an alarm, and you can have the door alarm when it's jammed. So if the lock doesn't lock all the way, it'll send a notification and an alarm will beep on the lock to let you know it's open. There's also a left open alarm. So if the door is left open after a certain length of time, it will sound an alarm. The alarm, though, is not that loud. It's a beep. You'll hear it, but it's not going to pierce the whole house. So if you do hear a slight beep coming out of your door lock, it's probably because it's been jammed or left open there. The volume setting here is the volume of that alarm. I've got mine set to high, and again, it isn't all that loud. The last option down here is to calibrate. And what this will do is calibrate the sensors for the door opening and being left ajar, in addition to how much it needs to turn the knob to lock the lock. And that's something you do when you set it up initially. But if you find things aren't working correctly, you can recalibrate, and you can do that through the setting here. Now, the Wyze lock integrates with some of the other products that Wyze makes, like their light bulbs and smart plugs and cameras. And you can have events take place whenever the door is locked or unlocked. And what we're going to do here is just click on this icon underneath the Wyze logo, and that's going to bring us over to the rules section here. And I'm going to click on the plus icon there and set up a device trigger rule. And what's going to happen here is we're going to say when the front door is unlocked, we will have it turn on a light on a table. So we'll click on Studio Table and turn on, and we can set the color temperature to be something specific if we want to do that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit warmer there, and I'll click Save. And what I'm going to do next here is create a second rule. I'm going to save this real quick. I'm going to create a second rule to turn the light off when the door is locked. So again, we're going to go to Device Trigger. We're going to have the front door lock here be the event that triggers things to happen, and we're going to have the studio table turn off, and we can basically use our lock like a light switch. So right now the door is locked and the light is off. I'm going to unlock the door now using the app here, and in a second or two that light will switch on, as you can see. And then when I go ahead here and lock the door, that will now turn the light off. And this is all triggering from within the Wyze app. And you can have it do multiple things when these things fire off. So if we go back into that rule setting here, I could have it, in addition to turning that light off, I can have the camera, for example here, turn on its motion detection. So it could use the locking of the door as a signal to arm the camera. And if you've got indoor cameras that you don't want going off when people are in the house, you can come up with a way to have the door trigger those cameras to begin their motion detection when there's nobody in the house, for example. And there's a lot of stuff that you can do here with a single event triggering things, and multiple devices can do things when that occurs. And you can also set times as well. So if you don't want the event to occur on a certain day of the week or at a certain time, you can limit when things fire off. Now, it also integrates with Amazon's ecosystem. It doesn't yet work with Google Home at the time I'm recording this video, but I believe it will soon. And if I push the button here, tell me the status of front door 2.
Checking. Hang on.
It will go out and...
Front door 2 is locked.
There we go. So we'll go out and ping the lock and get a status update on it. Another thing you can do with the Amazon system here is set up routines like we did on the Wyze app there. So right now I'm working on a script that will execute when the door is unlocked. So for example, I can have it go out and maybe turn on a light bulb somewhere else in the house. And what's nice about using Amazon to do this is that if you're using something other than Wyze, you can control those devices through Amazon using your Wyze lock to trigger them. So for example, I could turn all of my Hue lights on and off when the door is locked or unlocked, like we did with the Wyze bulb a minute ago. Now I can also use Amazon to lock my door. Let's try that real quick. Lock front door 2.
Locking. Hang on.
And you can see here now it's going to communicate with Wyze and lock the door. One thing you do need to do, though, on Amazon is configure the...
Front door 2 is locked.
Thank you very much. One thing you do need to do on the Amazon side is install the Wyze skill. That's really easy to do. You can do it through the app. And once you do that, all of your Wyze light bulbs, your door locks, your smart plugs, everything else will be accessible through the Amazon ecosystem here, and you can use it to control things. The one thing that it will not do out of the gate is unlock the door with a voice command. You can configure to do that, but you're also going to need to set up a verbal passcode that you're going to issue to your Amazon device to make that happen, because you don't want somebody just walking up to your door and asking the door to unlock itself. And I think it's probably not a good idea to use a voice command ever to unlock a door, but you have the option to do that, but you will need a password set up to do so. But you can lock the door anytime with a voice command if you choose. So altogether, I am pretty impressed with the Wyze lock. It seems to be working pretty nicely in my setup here. And I really like that it's not that expensive, and it works with your existing deadbolts, so you don't have to change keys, and you can use the keys that you already have if you want, but get that smart functionality. It was super simple to install, no issues there. Great integration with Amazon, but unfortunately some of the other integration isn't yet there at the time I'm recording this video. So we don't yet have Google Home integration, even though some of the other Wyze products do work with Google Home, and it's not working yet with IFTTT. I would expect those things to come in the near future, so we'll probably do a follow-up when those features are added. But if you are using Amazon or just using a lot of Wyze products, this will integrate quite nicely with all of those things, and altogether I think it's a tremendous value and something that I think is a great way to add some additional smart locks to your home without breaking the bank. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Tom Albrecht, Chris Allegretta, David Hockman, Brian Parker, Mike Patterson, and Bill Pomerantz. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/s.